Alright, so the second part of the video lesson for port security, I will show you how to test the port security that we have configured. So there are two commands that we can use to verify the port security configuration. First, we can display all security MAC address configured on all switch interface by issuing the command show port security address, and we also can display all security MAC address configured on a particular interface by issuing the command show port security interface and then the interface number, for example. So I will demonstrate how can we test first I will demonstrate the learning mode that we have and that we have configured for the port security today. So earlier on for PC1 and PC2, I have configured port FA01 and port FA02 to dynamically learn the MAC address using MAC address sticky, and for port FA03 I statically assign the MAC address to be learned by the port. So if we look into the switch itself, and I'll issue the first command, which is show port security address, you will notice that one MAC address has been learned on port FA03. So what about port MAC address for PC1 and PC2? Because this is the MAC address for a server, right? Okay, so note that when you assign or the port learned the MAC address statically, so the MAC address will be permanent into the MAC address table. Okay, so how can the switch learn the MAC address of PC1 and PC2? So nothing will happen until PC1 make some communication with other hosts in the network. So in this case, I will try to ping from PC1 to the server 192.168.1.10, and I will do the same for PC2. So I will ping the server as well, ping 192.168.1.10. So both get replies from the server, and let us look again at the MAC address table for port security, and you will notice that a new MAC address is added. One is for port FA01, which is this MAC address is for PC1, and one MAC address for port FA02. This is the MAC address for PC2. So again, I would like to repeat, if you do nothing, okay, the MAC address that will appear in the port security MAC address table is only if you configure a static MAC address, which is indicated by the type secure configured. But if you configure a dynamic sticky MAC address on the port, so basically you need to, the PCs or the host need to make some communication in the network first, and then the switch will learn the MAC address, and it will be labeled, or the type will be labeled as secure sticky. Alright, now I will show you how to verify the violation mode of the port security configuration that we have made before. So we need to use the command show port security interface, and then put on the interface that you have configured the port security. So I will show you the example. So previously we have set the violation mode for port that is connected to PC1 and server to shutdown mode, and we also have set the violation mode of restrict to the port that is connected to PC2. So first, in order to demonstrate that, we have to go to the specific port that we want to test. So in this example, we'll test port security FA01, interface FA01 for shutdown mode. So you can see the details of the port security configuration that we have set earlier on. So the violation mode is shut down. I did not set any aging time, and then currently the VLAN, the source address is the address for PC1. Now, say for example, we try to connect port FA01 to a root PC. Okay, so nothing will happen not until we have ping or perform some communication with other hosts in the network. So I just ping with the root PC to the server 192.168.1.10. So you could see that the ping fails, and now the link is not working because the port has been shut. So if I were to reconnect again PC1 to the same port, so you could see that it won't work. And let us look at the properties of port security properties of FA01. So you can see that security violation count is 1. Okay, so what we have to do is what we have to do here is we need to shut the port first. Okay, we want to re-enable PC1 to work on FA01. So go to the interface. So you have to issue the command shutdown first to shut down the port completely. Okay, and then we try to re-enable the port, and you can see that PC1 works again. Once you have re-enable the port, so I try to look at the properties, the port security properties of FA01 again. So you can see that the security violation count has been reset to 0. Okay, now the next part is I will show the violation, the restrict violation mode on PC2. So let us look at the properties of PC2. So the violation mode for port FA02 is restrict, and this is the source address, the MAC address for PC2. Currently no security violation. So what I want to do now is I will reattach port FA02 to the root PC. Okay, nothing will happen unless we make some communication, but you notice here that the ping fails. Okay, but the link is not shut as the previous violation, which is shutdown violation. So let us look again. Okay, however, you note that the LAN protocol here is down. So this is what it meant, that if you are using a restrict, so the syslog message will appear, but the link will not be shut. The link is still enabled, but you could not, the message or the packet coming from the PCs that violated the rules, the maximum number of allowed MAC address on the port will be discarded. So that's why the ping fails from the root PC. So if I look at the properties of the port security FA02. So you could see that security violation count is 4. Okay, this is the number of ping messages that has been sent to the server. Okay, so that's the different. So I have verified both different type of MAC address to be learned and also different violation mode on port security.